Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing our home renovation process, and as you can see, it's time for the drywall to go back up. Almost. But first, we need to protect our home from the elements. And here with tips on conserving energy with proper home insulation is the amazing Paige, who's going to take us all through it. Now, before we do that, though, Paige, I want to point out to everyone, do you notice anything different? Look at the wall. Check out the wall. A little bit more space between these windows. We've moved the window. We now have lots of room here.
I didn't get the bay window, but we moved it.
For the fireplace.
And it actually seems like it gets more light.
It does. Yes. And I wonder if it's because light's coming from the door as well. I don't know, but we are getting a little more light.
Well, we might switch that out, so don't get
don't
get attached to that guy.
Don't get married to it
but you can see that we created a new sheer wall here. This is where the old window was, and then we moved the window over here. Just so exciting. So it's all done. All we need is insulation and
we put our fireplace there.
Yeah. We're off to a great start. I love the way this looks already.
Okay, well, I want to tell you guys a couple reasons I get really excited about insulation.
It's not every day you hear that.
No, but it makes me so excited. Two reasons. Marital bliss, because my husband is always hot, I'm always cold. When we lived in a place with bad insulation, we were always going by the thermostat and changing it.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Now we're in a place that's actually insulated nicely. We're in the middle of a remodel, so we made sure. And it stays 72 degrees. It's
nice. And that's the temperature where both sides are happy.
Yes.
So funny. I can relate.
It took years to get to there. And the second reason is that it saves you so much money.
Right.
On the low end, maybe 500. On the top end, thousands. And what if I told you at the end of the year, you have a couple $1,000s to spend with your family?
I mean, that's nice.
That's amazing.
It's true. It does save you quite a bit of money through the process, and it ends up paying for itself. Now, I know, Cameron, you live in a house that's a 1920s house, and you and Vanessa redid all the insulation in the house.
It was.
I know.
It was a massive job.
Project.
We got some help for sure. But yes, we moved in. Right when we moved in, one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to get the house registered with the state of California as a green house. And of course, many criteria on that to make it green. And the biggest one probably is to make sure it's fully insulated. A 1920s Spanish house had no insulation.
There
so we had to work through all that. It took us. Oh, we did the HVAC system. We did all the wiring. That's the actual pump for the insulation. We did the kind of blow insulation. So we had to poke holes all through the house. The house looked like it had like chicken pox, and we had to patch it up. But it was extremely effective in the sense that we saved so much money, even more than we even imagined.
Well, I actually learned something from, because I knew it was 1928. I was like, how is it green? But you can retrofit your house.
Right.
I only hear about it in new builds because they use all these great things, and there's 6 markers. You guys can look online if you want to make your own greenhouse, but there's 3 main things. 1, start in the kitchen with energy efficient appliances. 2, you can put solar panels on the roof. 3, I think the biggest is make sure your house is well insulated.
And that, what do you call it? The blow? The blow gun? So this is the stuff that
was in there. That's a different version, right? This is what we did. This is the
This is different because we already had the drywall off. This comes in a roll. You just cut it, and really you just lay it inside. And if you want to know what kind for your area, each area has a different kind of suggestion of what they think you should use. It's the U.S. Department of Energy. You can put in your zip code.
And they call it an R value, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure you have gloves on. Make sure your eyes are protected, and a mask if you're doing it.
If I was doing it, if I was doing it all by myself and all of this, I would wear a mask. And make sure you got long sleeves, long pants. Yes. And if you do get it on you, get right in the shower. Take a cold shower. Cold shower closes your pores. The fiberglass will go right off. Hot will open your pores, and the fiberglass goes in.
Okay.
It hurts.
Which leads me to my next question. What exactly is insulation? Every time I see that, I don't know if anyone at home thinks the same thing, but every time I think, oh, it's asbestos, which is probably something that is not true because they stopped using asbestos in the 70s.
In 1978, they did. So if you have a house that was built before 1978, it might be something you want to check out.
And that's very dangerous, isn't it?
Get someone in to check it. Don't do it yourself.
In our reno, we had to take out a lot of asbestos when we were putting in the new insulation. I mean,
you don't want to do that yourself. I like to DIY. I don't want to touch any of that. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about what insulation is. It's basically like putting on a sweater before you go outside. It's what keeps the outside elements from coming inside your house. So your house is going to be more efficient.
All right.
When you go back to the marriage, it's much, much happier.
Exactly. And different versions. Now, what about this, though? What if you're not going through a big renovation, you know, like we're doing here in the house, or like the Matheson family did back? Is it still worth it to go out and switch out your insulation?
Absolutely. Well, do this test. Kind of go in a room. Is it hot during the summer when it should be cool? Is it the opposite in the winter? It's probably because of your insulation. So I think it's always best to go with insulation. Like you did the blow-in version.
Yes,
that's
exactly
this.
right. Yeah.
Even if you just want to line your attic, it absolutely helps.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's
true.
true.
And the money you spend, it's like $500 to $2,000 to get someone to do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would save that. I think in at least 1 year, you would save that.
Yeah, very,
so it pays
very
for
quickly.
itself, is
very
what you're
quickly.
saying.
Absolutely.
That's
in
me
just
in the
a year.
picture blowing the insulation. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's not him.
No.
Nice try, Matheson. But what if we don't want to put new insulation in the house, whether it's the blow insulation or, you know, take down the drywall and put it in? Are there other ways that we can conserve energy around the house and make it more energy efficient?
So if you did all this, it would mean nothing if your doors and windows were open, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're making sure we have a little thing called weather stripping around our windows. We also have dual pane windows because this house is newer. So there's a pane here, there's a pane around the other side.
Yeah.
That thing is in the middle that we can't get to. But a dual pane window actually helps with insulation. There's a picture of it now. It really, really helps. But if you don't have that, it's okay. You can also do weather stripping, and it's this little foam stuff here that is self-adhesive, and that can actually go around the windows wherever you're feeling the draft.
Makes a
that
big
comes in.
difference.
Okay.
It does, yes, and we have a picture of that as well. You can see how to put it on. You basically just need to make sure that you're covering where the draft comes in.
Okay, so that's easy enough.
Is it the same stuff that you'd put on your windows as your doors as well?
Similar. Okay, so I'm gonna open our door. Now, we built this house about 6 years ago, and you can see the weather stripping they did here. This is good.
Okay.
It's really good. So when it closes, you don't feel much of a draft. We still have a little draft. Like you can feel it when the door's closed. So what you can do is get that same insulation. I would keep this in a long piece, but this is a 1/4 inch thick foam insulation with self-adhesive back, so it's a little sticky. So I would put that right here.
And double it up.
Double it up.
All right.
I didn't even know you could double it up like that. This is so helpful.
Well, a lot of people think it won't close.
Right.
Still completely
closing.
fine.
No problem at all.
Would you put it underneath as well?
Yes. Okay, so now this down here, depending on how big the gap is, even now I can feel this. It is cold air coming in. I know we have the door open. But this is weather stripping. This one is fine. What I like to do is upgrade that a little. Yeah. Because if you can see this right here, it has these little, it's actually called like a door sweep, a weather stripper.
These grooves.
They have grooves, yes.
Yeah.
So what you want to do, it comes for your door. You just slide it on. We'd have to take
my gosh, that's so easy.
We see that?
Yes.
There you
it
go.
Just goes
there
on.
it is.
We would
oh,
have
and
to
you
take
just
ours
slide
off.
it along the bottom and then
slide it along the bottom.
Fantastic.
What I love is that you won't get daylight coming in, you won't get the draft. For me personally, you won't get spiders.
It keeps critters out too, Paige.
It does.
That's right.
That's
Great stuff. I love all this.
like
you
that.
know, I mean,
Yes. For that alone.
I'm glad you get excited about insulation.
I do.
Too.
I've never seen anyone so excited about insulation as I have Paige Hemmis.
Extra money and marital bliss. Is there anything better?